Hello ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a full colour LED spotlight, and despite what the box implies showing a picture of an LED rope light, it looks nothing like that, because it looks like that. It's a colour changing LED spotlight with a lens, so it focuses the light into a circle. It's not the sort of light I would expect to see used in theatrical applications or in shows or in discos or nightclubs. It feels more like the sort of light you would use to illuminate architectural features inside a building, or you might see it sort of thing you'd see in fashion stores to light up mannequins or display items. It's kind of one of those lights you fit it and you forget it. You just switch it on at the start of the day and switch it off at the end of the day, and it sits there until it breaks or fails. That's the kind of light I feel it is. I actually got it because my wife does occasional shows at Christmas with her choir, and I thought, you know, maybe something portable she could take and switch on for an hour or two would be quite useful. So I'll switch it on and show you what it looks like in doing its stuff. As you can see, it flickers through, not flickers, but it changes through various colours, red, orange, green, blue, purple. No white, unfortunately. So where's a piece of paper? Here we go. If I just show you that. It does actually throw the beam a fair old distance. It doesn't look like much in the daylight now, but yeah, it will happily throw a beam a good 10-12 foot. And although you can see the colours bleeding here, when it's actually more than a few foot away, it actually is a perfect circle. So in terms of actually, you know, throwing a light, a circular light a good distance, it does its job. So let's have a look at it in more detail. Oh, before I switch it off, it's using 7.7 watts. So not much at all, really. So yeah, you could leave that running quite a while and it wouldn't really eat up much electricity. So what have we got here? We've got a fan here, heatsink. The power cord is made of PVC and feels very flimsy. It's the sort of cord that it stretches slightly when you pull on it. You feel that if you pulled on it too hard, you could actually snap it, which is not what you want, really, is it? So let's have a nosy inside. Like I say, got this from my wife. She has a choir, a gospel choir, but they do all sorts of music. And every Christmas, well, in the run up to Christmas, lots of local charities will approach them and say, we're doing something. And usually what it means is we've got like a corner of a shopping centre available to us for 2 hours. Would you like to go and sing and collect some money for us? And of course she says yes. It's a bit of fun for them, and for the charities, make a bit of money. Problem is there's absolutely no facilities in these things. Like, it's literally, here's a corner or a square, or sometimes they get lucky and they might get a platform to stand on, which is usually like 6 foot by 6 foot, nowhere near big enough for any of them to go for the whole choir to stand on. But yeah, and not even music facilities or amplification. So they have to bring everything with them. Now, bringing a proper lighting system, like DMX control type sort of setup, or even just professional grade spots or whatever, just too much for them to carry. It'd be too big. So something like this, I thought might actually do the job. It was $8 on eBay. Now, there's no brand name, but if you do a search for Spotlight, LED Spotlight, you'll probably find loads of suppliers in the Far East selling them. So first of all, oh yes, this is a lens at the front for focusing it. I kind of think it's like once you've focused at the distance you wanted it, you forget about it, and that's it. And here, oh, a sort of a strain relief have we got. Not bad at all, actually. Oh, do you see that? That is not nice. A wobbly circuit board. Not what you want at any time. Let's screw this out and have a look. Ah, one screw holding it in, and I know why. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this circuit board does not fit the holes. So obviously this is a revision or a modification. So rather than actually modify the case and the mouldings, they're just going to use one screw to hold it in. Let's have a look on the back. Oh, that is Not the best soldering in the world. It looks a bit dry. So I don't know, if you wanted to use this, you might want to redo the soldering because that does look kind of nasty there. Don't know if it would hold. Like, to be honest, I'm not really interested in this sort of stuff. This is the sort of stuff that's mass produced. If you're gonna do interesting things with this kind of stuff, you kind of want to look at the front end. So I'll just take that off there for now. Oh yes, and there's another. They're splitting the power out to go to the fan on the back, which I'm assuming is 12 volts. But it's just a simple fan, the sort of thing you'd see on graphics cards or whatever in PCs. It's nothing that fancy. So let's see what we have here. We have a lens. I'll just take that off. Ooh. Falling apart on me. Two risers to. Oh, it's stuck to the back. Oh, ha! Would you believe it? The sticker with the horrible font that I hate is hiding a secret. I wonder what that is. So I'll just push through. Now, would you look at that? Now, could that have been for DMX control in a different version of this item? Possibly. Probably. Any more holes on the board? Ah, now, come on. Oh, come on, seriously? Where's that circuit board? So that circuit board sits like that in there with mains voltage going through it, and the only thing separating you from that is that sticker. Not nice at all, is it? That's actually a bit questionable. Yeah, that could be dangerous. Like, okay, it's a fairly tough sticker. Is it made of metal? Is it foil or is it actually plastic? I'm just curious now. Because if it's foil based, then we got problems. I don't think it is, but let's just get the continuity tester out anyway and see if we can drill into it a bit. No, it's okay. Let's check the back. No, you're gone. Worth checking. Yeah, but that being said, no. I'm pretty surprised that that's as flimsy as that. Would I call it deadly? Not really, but what my concern would be is I'm going to assume that this is the sort of plastic that over time will warp and peel off. So you might be the sort of person who would put this up in a shop or on a display, come back a year or two later to replace it or modify the display, and you find that this is peeled off or bubbled up and come off, and you could accidentally put your hand through there. Okay, it's like, it's one of those things. What are the chances of that happening? Probably not that, not that high, but you never know. And realistically, when you got mains voltage, you shouldn't, whatever covers it should be well insulated and strong enough to handle rough handling. So I'm slightly disappointed by that, actually. That's the sort of thing I wouldn't recommend people take with them. But anyway, now that we know it's a bit dangerous, we'll go and look at the rest of it. So what I'm interested in is this LED, and if I look at it, it looks vaguely familiar. I'm sure I've seen these modules being included with our Arduino kits, the starter kits with all the various components you get. What I'm going to do is I'll plug it in. Actually, I won't plug it in. I'll get the actually, I won't plug it in. What I'll do is I'll get my power supply, bench supply, and see what's going on, because what I'm assuming is that each of these wires represents red, green and blue, and the black wire is either going to neutral or it's the input, the positive. I'll find out. So what I'll do is I will connect the black to black, and the black is negative on my power supply, and the white to the one on the end. Switch her on, got her set to 2 volts, nothing, up to 2.5, nothing, no. Okay, let's flip them around. So now that the live is going into the black cord. Anything? Nope. Oh, there we go. 2.6, it maxes out at 2.6 and 0.02 of an amp. It's flickering, but that's just because the cord's shaking around. Let's move it into the other one, the next hole along. Green. And I'm going to assume the next one is blue. No, red. Red, green, blue. Oh yes, we had blue to start with. And it seems that they come on at about 2, well, red comes on at 2, the green and the blue came on at 2.4, and they all maxed out at, actually no, the other two maxed out at 2.8 volts. The red maxes out at 1.9 and comes on at 1.4. But red LEDs have lower voltage requirements than other colours. So yeah, so what have we learned? Well, it's not safe, really, is it? To be honest with you, it's the sort of thing, like on it, if it hadn't have been for this sticker on the back, I would have said that's actually not a bad little spotlight, which you could use for a multitude of applications. The fact though that is the only thing keeping your fingers away from mains voltage is a sticker is slightly concerning. Plus, coupled with the fact that the cord itself is a bit flimsy, and yeah, so not a lot to recommend in this. You could probably cut a bit of hard plastic and screw it in or bolt it in here, but for the money, is it worth it? Like I say, this was like $8 or something like that there. Although pulling the fan out is quite nice, and this I'm sure this board could be repurposed for other things if it's generating RGB output. So as they say, you pay your money, and you get you get what you pay for, and this isn't very much at all. It was cheap and it was a bit crap. So there you go. Save your money and get a better, proper quality spotlight. Cheerio.